Hey, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time this information meets you, I salute you. My name is Vera Sompon, and I am the founder and the CEO of Sompon Social Services. After this, you can check on our website what we do and the activities, of course, and the programs that we do to support families, to support children, young people, old people in a migration society like Germany. Today, I want to talk about social work. Many a times people ask me, but Mrs. Sompon, what's social work and what do you do precisely? And where is the difference between charity work and professional social work? And many a times everybody wants to do social work. Everybody I love the idea of doing being a social worker, right? And but of course they are not being paid as a qualified social worker, and so there's always this confusion. And of course, in the community, particularly where we come from, like I'm talking particularly to those that are from the continent, the Africa continent. Usually the conversation of a social work and social worker is not really taken into consideration, because in most of these structure, most of these countries, the field of social work is really not professionalized like that of Germany. So it makes the whole conversation a little complex for many people, and many people are confused and wondering if actually they should or they should not do social work. So today I want to give through a little light on the conversation of social work. What does that mean to be a social worker? And what are the criteria if you want to study social work? What are the criteria to do social work and to become a professional social worker, right? And then the qualities of a good social worker. We have thousands, dozens of social workers, and many people get into the field because of its, especially in Germany, because of its the importance of it, how it's been looked in the society, and so we need to know what kind of qualities do you have to possess to be a good social worker. And then we're also going to talk about the importance of social work and social workers in the community. What are their roles in community building? What is the role of social work and social workers in the society? And last but not the least, we're of course going to talk about, or again, I want to encourage migrants, people with migration background, to really get involved in the work of social work, because the society is pluralistic, and of course the different people need different counseling approaches and different ways to we call it mother tongue social work. So which means that we want to get more people trained to be able to speak maybe in Turkish, speak maybe in pidgin, Twi to their clients, and in this way they can better reach their clients, heal their clients, and have more impact. And at the end, we want to see the difference. Where is the distinction between social work and, of course, charity work? So let's dive straight to the conversation today. Criteria point number one will be the criteria to study social work. So if you're listening to me and you really want to be a social worker, a professional social worker, you only have to have one, a high school diploma or an equivalent to a high school diploma. In Germany, one we say maybe Abitur, Hochschulreife, that gives you access to go to the university and to study. Then after that, if you're in Germany, and I'm talking to those who are in Germany, you should have the German qualification B2, preferable C1 or higher, because you have to speak the language, you have to learn with the language at the university. And then, of course, the most important is to have a strong interest in social issues, empathy, and communication skills. I tell most of our students, I lecture at the University of Esslingen in the field of social work, and I tell most of the students, you will have to be, your communication skills must be so strong enough, because most of the time you're doing negotiation work. You're negotiating for the client, you're negotiating for a contract, you're negotiating most of the time. Therefore, the communication skills should be excellent or should be good. Now, having said that, um, where can you study social work? Of course, at the university, and there are different platforms for the university, or there are different university types. We have one, the dual student, the organization Sompon Social Services offer, of course, every year students the possibilities to study the IU University. We are partner with the IU University, and IU University is our academic partner, and we are the practical. So therefore, it's important for the students who want to study in the IU University to get in touch with the IU, and then they will come to us, of course, as the practical space to work and to gather experiences. With the dual system or the double system, you have to be 2 days at the university and 3 days at the working space. This is fantastic for people who really want to put their hands into the work and do, and not just the dry theory, but a combination of the practical work and also the theory. So this is perfect for someone who really wants to get involved immediately. We have also what we call the Hochschule, the high school, Hochschule, University of Applied Sciences, where you have the most of the time as a theory, and then 1 semester is allocated for the practical work. So unlike the dual student where you work 3 days a week and 2 days at the university, with the University of Applied Sciences, you go the whole time at the university, and then you have 1 semester for the practical work, right? So you see already the difference, right? Then we have the university. Well, for the university, it's completely the theory part of it, which I usually really do not recommend. It is okay, but I usually would not recommend it, because the field of social work is a field of action. So you have to put your hands into the mud. You have to build it. You have to meet the families. You have to create activities. You have to know exactly the theory that you're learning. It's important to start putting into practice, right? So that's why I recommend particularly the doubled and the dual studio, right? So, but you have to find a practical place that is willing to pay your school fees, and of course you may usually undergo or undertake a kind of plead, or a kind of not really a vow, but you have to sign a paper that maybe after you have been trained, you work in that company for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But usually you don't have to. Most practical places don't really recommend that. By all means, we don't recommend that. We want to train people so that they stay with us, work with us. But if they, at the end of their school, their academics, they want to go somewhere else, it's also okay. So those are the schools, the universities that are there. So it's not a kind of training, but you have to really undergo a 3 years and 3.5 years program. So I don't want to discourage you who is interested to do social work. There are many other ways that you can go, but we say that in another video, for example, right? So now, what's a qualification of a good social worker? So qualities of a good social worker, I would say, one, empathy and compassion. You have to have understanding and connecting with the challenges faced by individuals and the community. So a good social worker should be empathetic and compassionate. Then secondly, you have to be an active listener. An active listener heals the soul of their client or the person coming for counsel, being attentive to the needs of the client, to the concerns, and to the experiences of the client. Then the third point would be problem solving skills. Oh, this is amazing and very, very important. A good social worker should be able to have great methods as spaces, possibilities to solve, to identify the problem, and to implement different methods, different approaches to effectively solve the diverse problems of the client. And these are always in different social fields, emotional, economical, the different. So your role will be to find solutions, right? And of course, best also with the support of your clients. Very important are the cultural competencies. In the field of social work, we counsel diverse kind of people. We counsel women, men, boys, girls, families, individuals. They come from different countries. They come from different parts of the world and come with their cultures. And so it's important to have respect and values for diverse backgrounds and in culture and experiences. And the most important is resilience. Resilience is dealing with the emotional challenging situations while remaining committed to helping others. In the work field of social work, you have diverse kind of problems. We have a family at the moment that they're very challenging. They don't have lights, they don't have the possibility to cook gas, and at the same time it requires just one condition so that they can be able to have these things back. But this young person is really just not grasping the system, grasping the what it really takes, and so it's becoming longer and longer and longer, and of course to the detriment of his family, right? So one would say, hopes I'll just stop here, but now then it will not be, yeah, it will be difficult. However, there are situations where you can really stop. If the person really don't want to cooperate, then you can stop, and the solution or finding ways to help the people. So that's why resilience is so important, to deal with all this emotional, this psychological challenges for different kind of people, at times even shocking things, yet you maintain your professionalism by being committed to help these people. So now let's go to the next point, which will be the importance of social workers in the society. Most times people really do not understand the work of social workers because according to many people, they prioritize being an IT technician, being an engineer, being a medical doctor, being this, but they forget to understand that social workers are those people that play a vital role in building a more inclusive and supportive society. So one of their roles would be to advocate, advocating for marginalized individuals or groups so that we ensure equal opportunities and rights. That would be very important point. And then the second would be to strengthening families and the communities by providing guidance and resources. Thirdly, addressing issues such as poverty, homelessness, mental health, and child protection. There are many other like senior citizen, senior work, and migration work, and many other different aspects to social work, right? And then importantly would be promoting social justice and combating discrimination in all its forms. That's why I recommend my students most of the time to be be in political meetings, sittings, because they have to talk about the needs of their clients and in that way plead on their behalf, right? So now then the next point will be, why is it so important for migrants to study social work? As it's so important, and it's a very good career opportunities for migrants, for people with migration background, because through their own experiences, if they learn the work, they are trained, they can now draw from that unique cultural perspective and experience to build trust and rapport with clients. So let's take the case of a Romanian family and a Romanian. It becomes easier. The language opens the doors, trust, so that they can easily reach these people. And being a social worker can act as a bridge between diverse communities, and the social welfare system, improving access to services for marginalized groups. So that's why it's so important that we have even many migrants in the field of social work, so that they can get into the community work and support the community professionally and create solutions for the community. Why is it important for migrants to get into the career of social work? Is because their personal journey of resilience and adaptation can inspire hope and transformation in other facing similar challenges. Now, so if I take my case, the challenges I faced as a migrant mother, or as a migrant student, as a migrant young girl, now being a professional social worker, I can always relate to those experiences and teach and train and support, inspire other migrant women, other migrant students, other migrant professionals who are like me, and others also to be able to keep on. So it's important for many migrants to get into the career of social work. Now, someone is asking the question, what's the difference between a professional social work or social worker and charity work? While both professional social work and charity work, they aim to help others, they differ in their approaches and scope. Now, the first point would be, for professional social work is a formalized discipline with specialized education and training, focusing on evidence-based interventions and the systemic change, right? And then secondly, social workers adhere to a code of ethics, maintaining confidentiality and professional boundaries. Unlike charity work, is often volunteer-driven, offers immediate assistance without the same level of professional training and long-term intervention. Hey, I would recommend every migrant, or again, people with who desire to support other people, help other people, encourage, counsel other people, to get into the field of social work. My team is ready to train you so that you become an amazing qualified social worker. So join Sompon Social Services by the Württemberg so that we can train you. We offer you possibilities to get to know the job through practicals. We offer you the possibility to know what we do through volunteerism. And remember that we are creating the change. So social work is a rewarding and impactful career path for those passionate about making a positive difference in society. Aspiring social workers, particularly individuals with migration background, can bring unique perspective and transformative potentials to this essential profession. By choosing social work, you can become an agent of healing, empowerment, and positive change for individuals, for families, and communities in need. Remember, every small act of kindness and support can have a profound impact on someone's life. And as a social worker, you have the power to change lives and create a more just and compassionate society. Together, we can build a better future for all. So, if you want to become a social worker, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. Go to our website www.sompon-social-services-bw.org, or again, send us an email using this email academy@sompon-social-service.org. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, be safe, take care of yourself, and we keep in touch. Bless you.